everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vivian. Today we're talking about visa immigration updates for visa applicants and temporary UK residents. If you are on a visa in the UK, then this news applies to you. If you have been affected by the coronavirus and you're not able to leave the UK, you're expected to make reasonable steps to leave the UK where possible or apply to regularize your stay. If you intend to leave the UK and return to your country and you've not been able to do so, you have visa or exceptional assurance that expires before 31st of January 2022, you may request additional time to stay that is known as exceptional assurance. It's for individuals whose country of residence is in the listed countries and in exceptional cases where you may be unable to return to your country or territory where that nation has closed their borders or where quarantine facilities are temporarily oversubscribed. So if you are from a red listed country like South Africa and Nigeria because of the new variant of coronavirus, then you need to apply for exceptional assurance the same way you applied for it previously, sending your name, your GW reference number, your date of birth, sending them to the email address that you sent previously for your previous exceptional assurance, and that is CIH assurance team at homeoffice.government.uk. Okay, and you should also indicate the type of visa, the expiry date, reason for request, and evidence of reason why you cannot leave. The subject header should be request for an exceptional assurance. If you do intend to stay in the UK, in order to remain, you need to apply to regularize your stay and be eligible for the route in which you are applying. And you need to apply and pay the relevant application fee. You will not be able to apply for a route in which there are no provisions in the immigration rules for making an in-country application, such as youth mobility scheme or adult dependent relative. If you enter the UK outside your 30 and 90-day window allowed by your entry clearance VIGNET due to COVID-19 and your entry clearance was not activated as a result, you can remain in the United Kingdom without having to return overseas to reapply. By following the process below, you are able to vary the leave and conditions granted on arrival to match the conditions of your entry clearance. This will not require you to make any extra payment. All you need to do is to make the application to Home Office at ecaactivation@homeoffice.gov.uk with all the following details. If you have overstayed your leave in the UK and your visa expires between 20th of January 2020 and 31st August 2020, there will be no future adverse immigration consequences if you did not make an application to regularize your stay during this period. However, if you have not applied to regularize your stay or submitted a request for exceptional assurance, you must make arrangement to leave the UK. UK application service centers in the UK remain open and you can make an application for a quick response using the priority and super priority services where they are available, and you can book your visa application online. Also, English language testings are available for you to book everywhere in the UK. If you are a student, you may not need to give your fingerprints anymore, but you may be invited to submit your documents via an app. You can go ahead to book your English language testing on the sites as on here in Trinity College Pearson Test Centers. If you are on a Tier 1 visa, it's no longer mandatory for you to have 12 months of period where you are required to employ somebody. This time can be taken during the furlong time and during the furlong period. But however, you must meet the criteria above. If you are also a startup business person and your business was disrupted beyond normal, there are also concessions to make you to become compliant with your visa route. If you have applied for a student visa or a Tier 2 visa and you are waiting for decision on your visa, you can begin your studies or your work. However, if your visa application is rejected, you will have to stop and leave your place of work or study as soon as possible. However, you need to meet the requirements of that visa. Choose having your CAS or your certificate of sponsorship and that your job is in the credit location or in the same as in your COS. and also that you have a CAS from your school and you also have your proof of funds as with your application for your Tier 4 visa. If your application is however rejected, you have to stop work and have to find a way to regularize your visa in the UK. If you're not applying to the health and care visa, you have to wait for your decision before you start any job. If you're working for the NHS and your visa expires between April 2021 and 10th September 2021, you are eligible for an extension in your visa for a year. Your dependents are also eligible for these extensions and do not have to pay immigration health surcharge. If you are working for the NHS in a group of qualifying professions, this will apply to you. If you're applying to extend your visa or change employer, however, you cannot get a free extension. If you'll be working at the NHS with a different employer, you do not need to change your visa to continue to work. If you do work in different work due to the coronavirus, you can do any supplementary work and there is no restriction on the number of hours you can work during this period. If you are on a visa on a restricted hours of work and you're working with the NHS as a student, a volunteer, a skilled worker, a visiting academic researcher, or holder of a short-term visa, you are permitted to work and there is no restriction on the limit of work that you can do. So far, your second job is with the NHS. So if you are working with the NHS and the NHS job that you're working for is your second job, then you can work as many hours without any restrictions during this period. This is usually reviewed from time to time. I would say to keep your eyes out to know when this will be lifted. For now, there's no limit on the hours of work that you can do, and also you can do supplementary work as far as that job is related to the coronavirus. For pre-registration nurse, you're expected to pass your OSCE by 30th September 2021 to 31st December 2021 to pass your exam on every other attempt that you may have to pass the exam. So 31st of December 2021, you're expected to have passed your OSCE. If you're working with the coronavirus research as a scientist, you may be eligible to apply for the Global Talent Visa using the UK RI endorsed founder option. If you're outside the UK, the red list is still in place and you need to know what are the rules regarding coming to the UK from a red listed country into the UK. You need to make sure you comply with the COVID-19 travel restrictions and travel advice issued by your carrier. Things you should do before you travel to England and when you arrive depends on whether you qualify as a fully vaccinated person under the rules. There are separate rules for people in the red list countries in the 10 days before you arrive in England. For those applying for a UK visa, there are a lot of changes due to the coronavirus. You should consider the guidance of entering the UK before you apply for a visa. If you're applying for a visitor's visa from a country or territory in the red list, the assessment of your visa application will be paused until the red list is lifted. From a red listed country on compassionate reasons, you still need to apply for the visa in the usual manner and your visa application will be decided. You should include in your application the exceptional circumstances in which you need to apply to the UK or travel to the UK urgently, and these will be considered on a case-by-case basis. If you are applying from a country that is not on the red listed country, then visa applications are being treated as normal. However, standard UK visitors visas are currently taking longer than usual to proceed due to high global demand. You should bear this in mind when making travel plans. You'll be contacted by the visa application center when your passport is ready for collection. Do not attend the VAC center if you have not been invited. If you need to travel to the UK urgently on compassionate reason, you still need to apply for the visa in the usual manner, including submitting your biometrics and stating the compassionate reasons for your visit in your application form, and must alert the VAC center during your biometric submission. If your child coming to the UK to school, your parents may be allowed to stay with you and accommodate you. However, mostly you will need to stay in the boarding accommodation provided or arranged by your boarding school. Exemptions have been made to these for parents, so you should check which applies to you. Most visa application centers are now open for business all over the world, except in places where there are restrictions. Do find out as relates to your country of residence. If you are applying for a visa and the VAC center in your country is closed, you can apply for your visa from another country as far as you have permission to travel to that country and you're able to access the country for your biometric submission and to pick up your visa. This concession has been put in place till December 2021. If your VAC center is closed due to the COVID-19, when decisions about your visa has been made, your VAC center will contact you to arrange collection of your visa. If your visa has not been assessed or granted, you will not be contacted. However, if you want your passport before time, you can contact the VAC center to arrange a collection. You can apply for a 90-day vignette if it expired by making an application that will cost you £154. So you should ensure you are able to travel before you make your application. And also for students on 90-day student visa which are expired and you're unable to travel due to the coronavirus, you need to make a paid application for a vignette also that will cost you £154. If you are outside of the UK and your ILR has lapsed, you can apply for a returning residence visa, and your application fee for this can be refunded after your application has been decided. Also, if you have issued a returning resident visa and unable to return, email covidrrr@fco.government.uk with the subject heading return resident visa, and you can be issued a new visa. If you're applying for the basis of family life, conditions and concessions have been put in place to enable you to do this. There are concessions to changes to the minimum income and adequate maintenance requirements for visa applications. There are also concessions for submission of documents and concessions to English language requirements in submitting your visa applications. These concessions have been put in place to make it possible to apply for your visa even if you have been affected by the coronavirus. And that is all from me. If you do have any questions you want to ask, I'll do my best to answer. If you want to cancel your visa, you can do this by visiting immigration and citizen applications because of the coronavirus. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.